The skull of Ned Kelly was on display in the Old Melbourne Journal, had been for ages and ages and ages. From a sort of anthropological point of view, this was not Ned's skull. In those days, prisoners who were executed, their bodies stayed and were buried in the prison. They were not given back to the families. And then people said, well, where is Ned? We did identify his skeleton, and it was identified in a variety of ways. I actually removed some of the police bullets from his bones, actually. But we were also, for example, able to look at the history, the medical records. Where were the injuries that Ned suffered? Where are those injuries on his bones? And so we were able to find the damage. And then there was this other parallel story, which is fascinating. The skull of Ned Kelly was on display in the Old Melbourne Journal, had been for ages and ages and ages, until it mysteriously disappeared. And there was a particular person who identified themselves saying, well, I took it because it's totally disrespectful to have his, skull and things like that. And once we had clearly identified which was Ned's skeleton from the Pentridge prison graves, and we knew there was a portion of bone that from the skull there, clearly that portion of bone was not missing from the skull return. So we had a very strong line from a sort of anthropological point of view that this was not Ned's skull.
So, do you have any personal theory on where Ned Kelly's actual skull might be?